Do you want to create a charming mini fairy garden without breaking the bank? In this video, we'll share 15 creative and budget-friendly ideas for creating a charming mini fairy garden using only household items. From plastic bottles and old cups to food cans, you'll be amazed at how simple items can transform into a magical fairy world. Check out this video and start your DIY project today. Want to create a charming yet budget-friendly miniature fairy garden? Try DIY miniature fairy garden in a thrifted teacup. With a few simple steps, you could transform an old teacup into a beautiful miniature fairy garden using inexpensive items found at thrift stores. This project is not only cost-effective, but also eco-friendly and adds a unique touch to your home. Start by choosing an attractive old teacup, whether porcelain or ceramic, that you no longer use. Fill the bottom of the cup with light potting soil, then add small plants like succulents or miniature water plants. Next, add accessories like miniature fairy statues, small stones, or pieces of wood to create a small path. Finishing touches like moss or lichen will add a natural touch to your miniature fairy garden. With a little creativity and a few thrift items you already have, an old teacup can become home to a magical fairy world. Start this project over the weekend and watch your miniature fairy garden liven up any space in your home. This budget-friendly project not only adds aesthetics, but also gives you a sense of accomplishment. Let's create a magical little world on your table. Want to create a unique mini fairy garden without breaking the bank? A DIY fairy garden in a plastic bottle is the perfect solution. Using materials easily found around the house, you could transform an old plastic bottle into a beautiful and magical fairy garden. This is a DIY project that's not only budget-friendly, but also eco-friendly, ideal for those of you who like to recycle while getting creative. The first step is to choose an old plastic bottle, such as a mineral water bottle or soda bottle. Cut the bottle in half, then line the bottom with potting soil and plant some small plants, such as succulents or other miniature plants. Add a magical element with small fairy statues, decorative stones, and perhaps a mini path made of sand or pebbles. For a more lively atmosphere, add a little moss, which is easily found in nature. With a little time and creativity, an old plastic bottle can become home to an enchanted fairy world. This project not only provides beautiful decoration for your home, but is also fun to do with kids or friends. Make your space more inviting and eco-friendly with a DIY fairy garden in a plastic bottle. Let's get started on this budget-friendly project and enjoy the wonders of a miniature world in your home. Want to create an adorable mini fairy garden on a budget? Try the Upcycled tin can fairy planter project. Using used tin cans easily found around the house, you can create a charming fairy garden while also helping reduce waste. This is a creative and eco-friendly solution for creating captivating miniature decorations. The first step is to choose an old tin can, such as a food or beverage can. After thoroughly cleaning it, paint it in a bright color or pattern of your choice. Then, fill the can with light potting soil and plant small plants like succulents or easy-care miniature flowers. For a magical touch, add decorations like mini fairy statues, small stones, or other small accessories to create a charming fairy garden atmosphere. This upcycled tin can fairy planter project is perfect for those of you who want to enhance the beauty of your home in a simple yet creative way. Not only is it budget-friendly, it also gives you the opportunity to utilize used items already around the house. Get started on this DIY project now and create a magical mini fairy garden with used tin cans. Want to create a charming fairy garden without breaking the bank? A fairy garden in a thrifted wooden box is the perfect solution. Using a repurposed wooden box found at a thrift store or even at home, you can create a charming, budget-friendly, and eco-friendly mini fairy garden. Start by finding a repurposed wooden box large enough to accommodate small plants and fairy decorations. After cleaning it, line the bottom of the box with light potting soil and choose miniature plants like succulents, moss, or small, easy-care houseplants. Add a magical touch with small fairy statues, decorative stones, and even a mini path made from pebbles or wood chips. Finishing touches like moss or vines can add a natural feel to your mini fairy garden. This fairy garden in a thrifted wooden box not only provides a unique decoration for your home, but also helps recycle used items into something beautiful and useful. With creativity and a little effort, you can create a charming mini fairy garden that adds a magical touch to any space in your home. Get started with this DIY project and create a beautiful fairy world with just a few simple items. Want to create a beautiful miniature fairy garden on a budget? A recycled jar fairy terrarium is the perfect choice. Using repurposed glass jars easily found around the house, you can create a mini terrarium full of charm and wonder, while also helping reduce waste. This DIY project is simple, eco-friendly, and definitely fun. Start by choosing an old glass jar, such as a jam jar or other food jar. After cleaning it, add a base layer of light potting soil to plant small plants like succulents, houseplants, or moss. Then, add a magical element with mini fairy statues, small stones, or other miniature accessories to create a charming fairy garden atmosphere. You can add other decorative elements like pebbles or small ornaments to enhance the natural feel and add visual depth to your terrarium. This recycled jar fairy terrarium is the perfect way to transform discarded items into captivating works of art. Besides adding a touch of magic to your home, this project is also very cost-effective. Turn your old jar into a home for an enchanted fairy world and enjoy creating a miniature fairy garden with your own hands. Want to create a charming mini fairy garden without breaking the bank? A thrifted picture frame fairy garden is the perfect solution. Using old picture frames, you can create a mini fairy garden that's not only unique, but also eco-friendly. This is an easy, inexpensive, and incredibly creative DIY project, perfect for adding a magical touch to your home. Start by finding an attractive old picture frame. It can be wooden, metal, or even plastic. After cleaning it, remove the glass or protective front of the frame and fill the back with light potting soil. Choose miniature plants, such as succulents or small vines, and carefully plant them. Add small decorations like mini fairy statues, small stones, and perhaps a mini path made of pebbles or wood chips. You can also decorate the frame with paint or stickers for a personalized look. This thrifted picture frame fairy garden is a fun way to repurpose old items and create a magical home decor experience. With a little creativity, an old picture frame can become the foundation for a charming fairy garden. Get started on this DIY project now and bring your space to life with a charming mini fairy garden. Are you looking for an inexpensive and eco-friendly DIY fairy garden project? Try making an upcycled CD case fairy garden. Using an often overlooked CD case, you can create a beautiful and enchanting mini fairy garden. This project is simple, inexpensive, and perfect for those who enjoy recycling used items into stunning works of art. Start by finding an old CD case that you no longer use. Remove the inside and, if desired, paint it a bright color or choose a pattern of your choice. Then, add a layer of light potting soil to the bottom of the case to plant mini plants like succulents or moss. Add a magical touch by adding small fairy statues, decorative stones, and other mini elements like flowers or small mushrooms. You can also add mini LED lights for a stunning light effect at night. This upcycled CD case fairy garden is a fun way to transform an old CD case into something useful and beautiful. Not only does it reduce waste, but it also gives you the opportunity to get creative with a colorful mini fairy garden style. Get started with this project and create a mini fairy garden with a magical touch in your home. Want to create a charming mini fairy garden on a budget? A fairy garden using thrifted mugs is the perfect choice. By using old, often overlooked cups, you can create a fairy garden full of charm and creativity. This DIY project is very budget-friendly and perfect for those of you who want to recycle used items into beautiful decorations. Start by finding a unique and interesting old cup. Porcelain or ceramic cups are perfect. After cleaning them, Add a base layer of light potting soil and choose mini plants such as succulents or small, easy-care houseplants. Then, decorate with mini fairy statues, small stones, and other accessories to create a magical fairy garden atmosphere. You can also add decorative elements like moss or small flowers for a more natural feel. This fairy garden, using thrifted mugs, gives you the opportunity to recycle old cups into a mini fairy garden full of color and imagination. This project not only adds to the aesthetics of your home, but is also incredibly fun to do alone or with your family. Get started now and create an enchanting fairy garden in your old cups. Want to add a touch of magic to your yard without spending a fortune? A plastic bottle fairy lantern garden is the perfect solution. Using discarded plastic bottles that often go to waste, you can create stunning fairy lanterns, giving new life to discarded items around your home. This DIY project is not only environmentally friendly, but also adds incredible beauty in a very easy and inexpensive way. Start by choosing an old plastic bottle, such as a water bottle or soda bottle. Cut the bottle in half or customize the shape to your liking. Then, paint the bottle in bright colors or gradient effects to create a magical atmosphere. Insert small LED lights inside the bottle for a soft, soothing glow. For an added touch, add decorative elements like pebbles, mini plants, or small fairy statues to enhance the lantern's appearance. You can also hang several of these plastic bottles around your garden or balcony for a more dramatic effect. This plastic bottle fairy lantern garden is a clever and creative way to breathe life into your old plastic bottles. With a little creativity and a few simple materials, you can create the perfect magical atmosphere for the evening. Get started with this DIY project and enjoy the beauty of eco-friendly fairy lanterns in your garden. Creating a mini fairy garden doesn't have to be expensive. A DIY fairy garden in an old shoe box is an easy and cost-effective project you can try at home. By using an old shoe box, you can create a charming and incredibly creative mini fairy garden. This project is not only budget-friendly but also eco-friendly, ideal for those of you who love recycling. Start by choosing an old shoe box. After cleaning it, you can line the bottom with light potting soil. Choose miniature plants like succulents, moss, or small vines that fit the size of the shoebox. Next, decorate with magical elements like mini fairy statues, decorative stones, or small paths made of pebbles or wood. You can also add other small accessories like miniature flowers or small trees to enhance the look of your fairy garden. This DIY fairy garden in an old shoe box is the perfect way to transform old items into something beautiful. Not only does it add a magical touch to your home, but it also makes you feel proud of upcycling an unused item. Get started with this project and enjoy the wonder of an easy and budget-friendly mini fairy garden. Creating a charming mini fairy garden doesn't have to cost a fortune. Try this budget-friendly, yet charming fairy garden in a thrifted fishbowl project. By using an old aquarium or an often overlooked fishbowl, you can create a beautiful mini fairy world and breathe new life into a discarded item in your home. Start by choosing an old fishbowl from a thrift store or at home. After cleaning it, fill the bottom of the bowl with lightweight potting soil and choose miniature plants like succulents or moss that require minimal maintenance. For a more magical feel, add small fairy statues, decorative stones, or even a path made of small pebbles. You can also add other elements like moss, miniature flowers, or small vines to enhance the look of your mini fairy garden. For a more dramatic effect, add small LED lights inside to create a soft glow that will make your fairy garden even more alluring. This fairy garden in a thrifted fishbowl is the perfect way to liven up your space with a touch of magic while upcycling an existing item. This DIY project is easy, cost-effective, and creates a truly relaxing atmosphere in your home. Get started now and create a magical mini fairy world with your used fishbowl